Hey guys, it's Postbox Pat. Welcome back to a brand new Fortnite Battle Royale storyline video. In today's video, I'm going to be explaining exactly where we are at currently with the Chapter 2 Season 1 storyline. So many of you are probably wondering, Pat, what on earth is going on? There isn't really that much happening in the storyline, and you kind of are correct. However, there are some things underneath kind of the actual pavement, if you'd like to say, which are actually telling us what is going on in the Fortnite storyline right now. So for those that don't already know, Risky Reels is obviously going to have some changes in the next few days. You can see that by these render issues here, and obviously a bunch of files have been leaked for these. However, no one has got the files yet to render at Risky, and we could start to see something displayed on the TV, which we haven't already seen just yet, or the screen. So yeah, that's pretty nice to see. If you guys are new around here, smash that subscribe, and don't forget to go and enter code PostboxPat for a chance of getting gifted a skin. I also have a snowman competition going at the minute, which you guys can send me a snowman that you've built in Creative on my Discord or on my Twitter, and you'll get a chance of getting added on Fortnite and getting gifted a bunch of skins. So have a go at that if you would like to try. Alright, so what are we on here and where are we at? So first off, I want to go over some of the loading screens because that is the key point. So recently we've got 3 loading screens. You can see the first one on screen right now, and this one to me looks like it's actually part of the altar loading screen. So we've obviously got the EGOs and the egos. Now so many people have been debating with me what to call these, but I guess it's a battle between EGO versus altar. So it's like, I'm just going to call them like EGO versus altar for now. So we're going to call one team the EGOs and the other team altar, just to make it a lot easier. So this one here is the good team, which you can see here with the EGOs. We've got it on the boat there on the right hand side. You can see on the logo on the boat right there, we have a symbol of the EGOs. Now, what's really interesting about the screenshot, which no one has picked up on yet, is as we know, if you've been watching all my storyline videos, I recommend doing it if you haven't, we have been talking about how the boats themselves have the altar symbol on them, which is interesting because this is the first boat we have seen in game which doesn't have the altar symbol on them. It's got the EGO symbol, which is the good symbol. So that's really interesting to see and consider because that is something which we just have not seen just yet. There's also rumors of drivable cars. When I first looked at this, it looked like that car there in the background had maybe a flamethrower on it or something, which I think would be crazy, but this could also be hinting towards drivable cars coming very, very soon. And I think with the season being extended, I do definitely think it is something which we could see happening in the Fortnite storyline. But for now, let's move on out of here and head on over to the next screenshot so you guys can see that. Okay, so this next screenshot is very interesting. We've got the 8-ball skin and the 2 variations of this. And I love this. It's kind of like they meet each other. We have Altar and EGO who meet each other in the forest, and they're thinking, hold on, what is going on right here? Now, I think that's awesome. It's kind of like they're seeing each other in another parallel universe. This is something which a few people have been talking about on how they've kind of been duplicated and they're in the same world but with kind of like an alternate function, or kind of they've mutated a little bit. Some people have been talking how that could be the potential theory behind all of this, but personally I don't believe that too much. But sometimes you just don't know, and they could be right, the people saying that about this alternate version of each skin. So you just don't know sometimes with this sort of stuff. So I'm definitely starting to think maybe we could have some sort of parallel universe thing going on here. But what makes me think that's not the case is what was said at the start of the season. We've talked about it in the past. I'm not going to talk about it in today's video, but we saw at the start of the season the text load up, which kind of gave us how they're sending in, like the visitor was sending in their best forces to this planet, which is interesting. But it's definitely a world which has been here for a long time. As we know, we joined Chapter 2 Season 1 kind of halfway through its life, or maybe even more advanced than the original Fortnite world. We could see that they captured or picked up a lot of the Fortnite pieces and put them over at, obviously as we know it, as COD Camp, but there is no official name exactly for the point of interest on the map. So that's quite an interesting one. Anyway, moving on from this screenshot, we have the next screenshot for you guys, which is probably the best one of them all. So this screenshot right here tells us everything about what is going to be happening in the next few days or so. So there is so much on this to break down, and we can see so many different things going on, so much on each of these pictures. I absolutely love them all. They are something which we should definitely look into a little bit and kind of explain each little one, because they are giving away something in the future. Now we know that we've got the brand new secret skin which has been revealed and everyone can almost gain, I think everyone can gain access to it now that the challenges are live. Personally, I won't be gaining access to that for a while because I've just not done my challenges, but if you guys have been doing your challenges, obviously you can gain access to that skin, which is going to be a big part in the storyline as well. And you can see here it's kind of coordinates obviously for maybe a bat bling or some sort of challenge related to it, but that's not the whole point of this loading screen. This loading screen is including a few different factors which is very interesting. You can see here we have the Final Reckoning skin just stood there with his hands behind his back kind of glancing at this. This really brings the Final Reckoning into the storyline, or even as a placeholder for the current storyline. When I say a placeholder, they're kind of like a fill storyline. We saw them getting interacted throughout the actual Fortnite, what was it called? Fortnite X Batman. I was about to say Fortnite Mez. Obviously we saw them in Fortnite Mez as well, but we saw them at the theatre location in Gotham, but now we see them in a loading screen. So I don't know if these are a filler or they're a big part of the Chapter 2 storyline. Very interesting and some crazy stuff going on right here. So we'll start on the left hand side. Obviously got Big Chungus up there. Nothing too major with that screen. We've got the Slurp army being built right there, which could hint towards an event. Now, I want to discuss a little bit about the event towards the end of the video because I've got a very good theory relating to it and how it's going to play out. We'll get into that in a second. More about the gameplay of the event, that is. Then we've got a snowstorm coming right there in that screen. I think a lot of people already know this, that there's going to be a snowstorm coming. It almost makes 100% sense anyway because people want snow on the map at Christmas. So that makes perfect sense. But I don't think it'll be an event this time. Or if it is an event, it might just be a short one and they'll have more events as well. Then we've got a picture of the bunker, the new secret bunker in the hill. Everyone knew that was going to be part of the storyline. It's kind of an interesting one to know that this is a major point of interest that's going to be very, very interesting for the Fortnite storyline. We've got these loading screens that we'll probably see during the TVs maybe. It's got the altar symbol on right there. We've also got the altar symbol over at the cube. I think the altar symbol, have you noticed the altar symbol looks very similar to the mask that the Final Reckoning skin wears? It's kind of weird. What do you guys think? Maybe Final Reckoning have something to do with Alter themselves. We obviously have this here as well on the right on TV. I think this is pretty cool because we can see kind of a guy maybe sat in a chair or something being like examined. I think that's pretty cool. Again, a blank screen at the bottom and more coordinates, more loading screens, and then the final picture which we've not analysed yet is the very bottom left one, and this picture is obviously the dust bins or the kind of like garbage can areas where you put your garbage in, and obviously the hay bales which you can hide in. They're kind of signaling that they're camouflage, you can kind of hide in them. So are they planning something with them? Who knows? And this, to me, when you look at the background of this image just as a whole, looks like potentially he's inside the bunker. You know, we've got some machinery, we've got some more machinery on both sides. You can see there, that's very interesting. We've got kind of like a checkered floor. It's kind of like this Final Reckoning skin is maybe inside of the bunker, and that's why he's watching the front door to make sure nothing bad is going on. So he potentially could be the big part to the Fortnite storyline, and I'm so glad that I purchased that skin. It's going to be an interesting one to talk about further on in the Fortnite storyline history and all that sort of stuff. Okay, so for those wondering about the actual event, guys, I've actually got a really good theory for you guys. So my theory for the event is going to be a battle. Now, we've had a battle between the monster and the robot, but we didn't get to interact with it. We've seen the Storm King event with the interaction there, where we teamed up to battle a boss. But this time, I'm thinking they will limit the game to either 5v5 or 10v10 and have maybe 100 or 200 bots all fighting out using Alter and EGO skins for a battle of the map. Now, I think that would be game changing, and I don't know if it would affect the storyline depending on the outcome, or if it'll just be a kind of forced outcome. The outcome always happens, it's just the event that makes it fun, and you are either all on the Alter team or all on the EGO teams. I always get them mixed up, either I say them one way or the other. I don't know why I do that, but that's going to be the idea I've got for the event, and it'll probably be hosted in the middle section and probably part of the actual bunker as well. So I think that's going to be pretty cool, and I'm very excited to see that happen. We could even see some sort of like drone type thing happen. So for example, we all land in the map, it gets turned on that we can't eliminate each other, and then suddenly we've got to survive against this apocalypse of kind of troops or maybe even drones that come out of this bunker, and we have to survive against them. I definitely think Fortnite are going to start doing different things with their LTMs. I don't personally think they're going to keep doing like huge events as in like massive ones that we just sit there and watch. I think they're going to be more interactive, a little bit like the Storm King LTM. So I definitely am starting to feel like the event is going to be a different style this season, and obviously it won't be till February from what we know, but we can expect a New Year and a Christmas event. So we've got 2 huge live streams coming up there for you guys very, very soon. We can definitely expect a snowstorm coming to the map at some point, maybe in a live event, maybe not. And obviously a New Year event. Last year we had the fireworks. This year we may have something similar to that. So I'll be sure to stream all that sort of stuff for you guys when we start getting more details on it. So that's going to be really exciting. That's just a general assumption from me of what we're going to get. Comparing it to last year, we'll probably get a little bit extra as well. We could even see the Frozen Husks return as well, or Fiends should I call them. I guess the Husk is the Save the World name. It's just kind of, I always call them that just because I'm so used to playing Save the World. I always just end up calling them the Husks rather than the official name, which is the Fiends. But obviously the Frozen Fiends may make a return around Christmas. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's storyline video though. Let me know what you think. It's really been an interesting one. If you made it right to the end of the video, I want you to comment down below R star R, or just R and R. Just put the letters R, and that'll let me know if you've made it right to the end. And obviously some tribute there to Risky over here. So thank you everyone who's made it right to the end. You will actually get a chance at getting added, which is really awesome, and gifted a skin if you've made it right to the end. So thank you everyone, much love and respect. Don't forget to comment code PostBoxPat and support me in the item shop to support me a little bit further. It's helping me upgrade my setup ever so slowly. So thank you everyone who is supporting me. Much love and respect, and once again, this is PostBoxPat signing out.